Hi, welcome along to the Don Robbie channel. I've got a very, very special guest and a good friend of mine, Matty Renton from the Magpie TV channel. Now, normally I only speak to him when maybe Arsenal are playing Newcastle and we get some previews done and things like that. But with the news that has happened this week, that Newcastle have had the massive takeover from the owners from Saudi Arabia, I had to get him online to discuss it. Matty, this is huge.
It's absolutely unbelievable, Robbie. It feels like a dream. I'm still waiting to be woken up out of a dream, because just what we've been through under Mike Ashley for the past 14 years, misery, relegations, no signings, no hope. Now we've flipped the scale. We've completely flipped the scale. Now Newcastle United are the richest club in the world. I never thought I'd say that.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the thing is, right, with this takeover, we know there's been rumours of it happening now for a couple of years. But it looked like it was dead in the water. You know what I mean? It looked like it weren't going to happen. The Premier League was saying that, they didn't pass the fit and proper test, all those sort of things. And it looked like it was just continuation of Newcastle under Mike Ashley. And this just came right out of the blue, didn't it?
Yeah, because I got sent a message at about 1 o'clock on Wednesday, and I posted on our socials, and the instant reaction from Newcastle fans was, "Oh, don't do this again. You'd wind them up with pessimism," and it was rightfully so, because, like you said, we've been here before. I mean, it was meant to be days away last summer, wasn't it? We had a chat on your NHS stream last summer when it looked like we were days away, but there was difference this time because you had people that were hating on the takeover, saying that this is it, it's done, because they got over the piracy issues between BN Sports, Qatar and Saudi Arabia, and they got the clearance that there was no direct involvement from the Saudi government in purchases Newcastle. Once that was done, it was clear water. Get the transaction through, Mike Ashley gets his money, and he gets out of Newcastle, thankfully, and now it's done, and we're sitting here 24 hours later, a different club.
If you look ahead, what's it been like the last 14 years under Mike Ashley's reign?
Absolutely grim, absolutely horrendous. I wouldn't wish Mike Ashley on any football team in the world, not even Sunderland. I really wouldn't, because there's no hope. There's no hope under Mike Ashley. There's no communication. There's no understanding of the fans. He doesn't care one bit. We were always pushed as his Sports Direct toy. That's all we were, a bit of advertisement for him. That's all he cared about. He never invested. It's actually worked out well that he never invested, because it means Newcastle United can spend £200 million in January with no financial fair play restrictions, because he's left it such an even keel. He had about £9 million net spend every year. We couldn't even get Hamza Chowdhury in on loan during the summer 2 months ago because he wouldn't pay a £1 million loan fee. That's how bad Mike Ashley was. He offered nothing to this club. We had 2 relegations. He had completely diminished the legends of Shearer and Keegan. He had no respect for them, no respect for the club or the fan base or the community. He was an evil man. He was a horrible man, just a businessman. That's all he was. And I cannot believe he's gone. There's finally no more Ashley out chance. It's amazing to see the back of him.
It's unbelievable. And now you've gone from one extreme to the other to having owners that you said makes you the richest club in the world.
Here comes the money, Robbie. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Oh, man, it feels so good, because it was so good just to get Ashley out. We would have took anyone. Never mind taking $320 billion. Do you know what I mean? Totally eclipsing Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, anybody. For Newcastle United, we were the skintiest club in the world, and now we're the richest club in the world. Do you know what I mean? We're going to be on the opposite end. Mike Ashley's sole target was to finish 17th. These guys have already came out and said, we want the Premier League title within 5 to 10 years. Finally, we have ambition and hope.
So you already said you could spend. Is that right? You could spend £200 million in January if you wanted to.
Yeah, yes, we can. Because the Telegraph and everything, we're reporting it today. That's what we can do because of the financial fair play restraints, the lack of money that's been spent. One thing Mike Ashley's done is he's kept an even keel balance sheet, because he's never spent any money. Do you know, we never even spent. We sold Andy Carroll for 35 million 11 years ago to Liverpool. We never spent it. 11 years later, we still never spent that money. Do you know what I mean? He was always making a profit. Selling the likes of Johan Kabay and Sissoko and players like that. So one thing he's done is kept a balance sheet. One thing that allows is the new owners to come in and splash the cash. And a lot of it needs splashed because the club's a mess. The training ground hasn't been developed in 15 years under his tenure. It's been the same since 2000, the year 2000. The training ground, you've been to St James Park many times. It's running a rust now. That needs major redevelopment. So it's going to be a lot of work for these new owners, man. It's good to see that they're ready for it and they're investing in it, because there is a lot of money that's going to need to be spent.
Yeah, and the one thing that they're not going to lack is support from the fans, and a big support, because I think the one thing everybody in football knows is that Newcastle have a massive fan base. It's one club in a massive city. I mean, over the years, I've always been an admirer of Newcastle. That it'd be like Tuesday night at the Emirates Stadium. And they've still filled out their allocation, and they're at the bottom of the league or in relegation trouble. You know what I mean? So their fan base has always been incredible and incredibly loyal. So they're not going to lack that at all, are they?
Nah, and you mentioned it. I remember, I think the last time we spoke to you before COVID was on a Monday night. Arsenal would have made that trip and we got beat 3-4-0. The game will play next month, I think. It's been moved to Saturday lunchtime. So you've got to think the journey from Newcastle. We're going to have to leave at daft o'clock in the morning there, early doors. I'll guarantee you there'll be a sellout away section, even if there wasn't this takeover. Yeah. But to show you what the difference has been, because there's been the boycotts and stuff over the years in protest of Mike Ashley's reign, there was a season ticket crash on the website. Now, back in the day, you used to have to wait years, a waiting list for years under the likes of Sir Bobby Robson to get a season ticket at Newcastle. It was impossible to get a ticket. But now, under Mike Ashley, there was about 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 spare this summer, season tickets. That website crashed on Wednesday night when there was just rumours of the takeover going through. It crashed. 55,000 people were waiting for a season ticket on Wednesday night on the Newcastle website. That's how the demand is now. So we could sell out St James Park 2 times over. There's 100,000 people that want a season ticket for Newcastle now.
It's absolutely incredible. What happens to Steve Bruce?
He's gone. I hope he's already away. I hope he's gone. I hope he's packed his bags and we'll never see him again.
That's not very nice, Matty. That's not very nice. I mean,
he's not very nice.
Don't think give him a chance maybe under the new, with a bit of money behind him?
Absolutely not. Will you trust Steve Bruce with money? I mean, he thought Joe Linton was worth 40 million pounds. He's not going to get a chance to spend that money. You've got to think as well, he's took us to 19th place in the table at this moment in time. We're 7 games in the Premier League, 0 wins. Why would the new owners then give him... You've got to think there's 2-3 months to the transfer window. We're not going to let him linger us in the relegation zone. Get him out. There's no need for Steve Bruce's anymore. Steve McLaren's, Alan Pardew's. We're in the big boy leagues now. I want to see Antonio Conte in by Saturday. Do you know what I mean? I want the big boys in, Robbie. Yeah? I want the big boys in.
I was saying, you've answered the question that I was about to ask you. Is like, who would you like to see come in if Bruce leaves?
Well, Antonio Conte would be my number one choice. I don't know if that is maybe too far. I mean, it is a big project. Maybe Conte would already want European football, maybe, but if you offer him, which we will, silly money. Let's be honest, Pep Guardiola went to Manchester City because he gets silly money on a yearly basis. But if you offered him the project 4 or 5 years, he could be long-term. I think Antonio Conte could be our Jurgen Klopp. I really do. I think if we got him in for the project, let him build. Look at what Liverpool were like when Klopp came in. You had bloody Ricky Lambert up front. Do you know what I mean? And now they've got Mo Salah. So things can change. Money can change. Money's important. If we get Conte in, fantastic. Other front runners, the likes of Steven Gerrard could be interesting. Brendan Rodgers, these type of managers, just to be linked with them is a dream, Robbie, because we've been stuck with dire managers for years.
I was about to say to you, you could probably buy Mo Salah next summer. It's incredible. Are you ready, right? Are you ready to go from the lovable Newcastle and their lovable fans to the hated Newcastle with all their money, with all that oil money, those hated? Are you ready for that?
Oh, I don't think we can be prepared for it, but just bring it on. Bring it on. I don't care. I'll take being hated. I will sell my soul to the devil if it means Newcastle winning a trophy. We've waited 60 years. But in all seriousness, it's going to be a change.
On a serious note, that was going to be my next question, actually, is that there have been serious issues raised around the Saudi ownership. You know what I mean? There's been issues in Saudi Arabia of, human rights abuses. And there's still a lot of people that are saying that they have a problem with this Saudi takeover. What's your stand? Where do you stand on that?
I mean, I think it is obviously a serious issue. I don't think we should bury our heads in the sand with this issue. But at the end of the day, we didn't get to choose Mike Ashley as our owner. We don't get to choose these as the owners. Still, fans don't get a say. So the press trying to put pressure on everyday going fans who just want to see their club doing well. It's a bit mad to me because we don't get to choose who's in charge. Thankfully, who's in charge now is going to invest in the area. They're on about investing in schools, hospitals, developing the academy, everything. So everything is going to change for us. The infrastructure, the city. It's going to be amazing for the economics for the region of the Northeast. That's quite a deprived area in many parts. So that's amazing. But like you've said, we kind of ignore the fact that there is things going on in that country that shouldn't be in this modern day. But I mean, PIF, who now own Newcastle, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, they also have large stakes in Facebook, Uber, many companies, Disneyland. Do you know what I mean? So if they can invest in them, if Anthony Joshua is allowed to go to fight in Saudi Arabia, I don't know. I don't know why it should be a problem for the everyday fan.
Okay. Finally, you can buy free players.
Ooh.
Next summer. Now that you've got the free 20 billion,
Yeah.
right? You can buy free players for Newcastle. Who are they?
Well, I don't want to be.
The funny thing is, I don't even have to say realistically, right?
I know.
Because everyone's available.
That's the thing. Like nobody, there's no ceiling now for Newcastle. It's limitless. But the thing is that I think you've got to be realistic. I mean, Mbappe is not going to come without European football. I wouldn't have thought. Haaland, players like that. I would go for. I think it's a building block. Newcastle kind of just go out and spend hundreds of millions and then win the league next year. It's going to take years. It's going to take 3, 4, 5 years easily. You look at Man City when they got taken over. They were saying like Gareth Barry and that. Do you know what I mean? I think you have to make one big signing like they did with Robinho. If I was gonna go for players, I think players like Coutinho, players like Raheem Sterling, who's out of favour at Manchester City. We've got the money. Not many other teams could afford his wages, and maybe even Harry Kane. He wants out of London, doesn't he? Nice up Newcastle, Harry. Get yourself up here, lad. He can be the new number 9. He can be the new Shearer. Get him up here.
Oh, I love that. And those are just that's Matty just saying just for now. Those are your just for now signings. They ain't even like it's going to be. Listen, it's getting exciting times for you guys, right? Congratulations to all Newcastle fans. I know it's been years of suffering under poor ownership. So listen, it's going to be a real ride for you guys. Let's see how it takes you. And wow, what does this do as well for the whole Premier League? You know what I mean? It strengthens the league. It means that more good players are going to be coming in. It can only be good for the league, I think, going forward. But Matty, thank you very much. Tell everybody where they can find you, by the way, before you go. So, because now a lot of people are going to want to be tracking everything to do in Newcastle, and you're the best guy for it. Where can they find you?
Thank you, bro. Yeah, we are the one for the Newcastle content. We're the one to follow for the rise of the Saudi Magpies. Follow us at the Magpie Channel TV on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. The Magpie Channel TV.
Thank you very much, Matty.
Pleasure, mate. Anytime.